everyone. Today we will be watching a game of old school Magic the Gathering, and this is the X-Point variant of the format, which means you are restricted or can only use 10 points from this list of cards, which is updated every few months by the people who run the league. This does kind of make you or force you to make some strategic decisions. You know, do you run that Ancestral Recall for 5, or do you go with, you know, the Time Twister and the Brain Geyser or something like that? So in my deck that I'll be running today, which is based around Underworld Dreams, I'm very much going to want the Wheel of Fortune for 3, the Balance, the Demonic Tutor. I took 1 Mox Jet, and then the Maze of Ith as my 10th point. So looking at the deck that I will be running, or am running this month, my first time playing X-Point, you know, you do see a lot of versions of this deck not run any creatures. I personally like having the creature threats as blockers, as pressure, as to put additional pressure on the opponent. So just, you know, 2 Savannah Lions, some Sedge Trolls and Uthin Trolls with Regeneration, the Pump Knights from Fallen Empires, which have definitely done some serious damage and can, if they are left, especially late in the game when you could pump them quite a bit. I always, or not always, but really like to run Fork, and run 2 Forks in this. You could, it's just a fun card. You could fork your opponent's Demonic Tutor. You could fork your own Lightning Bolt to do 3 and take out 2 of their creatures. So it's a really fun card that I personally like that you don't always see in these type of decks. For sideboard options, I have the second Sinkhole I could bring in, the Shatterstorm if we're playing ATOG, extra Disenchants and Swords, and I'm experimenting with Greed. I do know that when there are control decks that run Mirror Universe, you might I find it useful sometimes to just pump all my life into the Greed to get extra card draw. But that's still up in the air. We're only just testing it for now, and of course the Red Blasts, as always, those are always kind of staples of sideboards in the format. So let's just get into the video. It is going to be me and Brandon doing some commentary on a game that I recently played in a tournament. I've already mulliganed, as you see, putting 1 back.
Let's see.
On the left side there.
So you're down to 6 cards.
Yes.
Sometimes it's a risk that you really just need to take.
I personally have been trying to get better at mulligan, because I'll keep like a 1 mana hand and lose.
Oh yeah, that's that happens all the time. you go, oh yeah, I don't want to take the risk, but the real risk is keeping the hand. Relic Barrier.
Yeah. So in X-Point, most people usually run no or only 1 Mox, and of course, the opponent, you know, this gets his Mox out. I mean, opening turn is great in X-Point because it's a little slower format.
Yeah, that is actually a huge ramp for a turn 1.
Yeah.
Dropping a factory into a Howling Mine. So everyone's gonna get juiced on their card draw.
So they won't, because of Relic Barrier.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, so this again, as kind of dawns you. So Relic Barrier tap, or Artifact becomes tapped. So at end of turn, he is tapping Howling Mine. So
I mean, he's still going to get a great benefit.
So correction, he's going to be juiced.
Someone is benefiting.
He is going to be juiced. So I know in the past, like usually people will play Icy Manipulator and tap down Howling Mine. Relic Barrier a lot. You only is a lot. It's free to do it, to have it.
It's free. You don't have to actually keep that 1 mana on reserve.
I mean, so to open up with, a Mox, a Factory, Relic Barrier, Howling Mine, that's just like oof.
It's a good strong start, but I mean, you do have a Sedge Troll,
and a Pump Knight,
and a Pump Knight. Big. It's a very popular card.
Yeah.
I like that a card from Fallen Empires has become so popular.
And
Ooh, it's an Earthquake.
And Swedish Pump Knight's banned in Swedish rules for old school, but you're not playing Swedish.
Yeah, that's right. All Fallen Empires.
Yeah. So
is Reserve too, right? Reserve as well.
Revised.
Revised.
Yes, it is. Now, some leagues they'll play with Swedish rules, but with reprints, which basically just means no Fallen Empires, but you can use Revised. But If you're playing in Europe, Swedish rules, yes, no revised.
Very elitist.
And this, in the year 2022, yes, it's very hard to get into that format due to the prices.
Yeah.
So Earthquake wipes out my creatures.
You didn't have a mana open to save that.
So
Sedge,
one thing I've been learning is that if you play Sedge Troll with no mana open, it dies immediately. So that did happen.
Yep.
I did then strip mined his Winter Factory.
That's a good move. He comes out with a Gargoyle.
I know a personal favorite of yours, one of your favorites.
I love the Gargoyle. Just a classic, simple 2/2 flyer that can, if you have the mana, can really defend.
Yeah, I mean, if I tried to bolt it, you could pump it out a bolt range.
You can pump it out as long as you have the mana. It's I don't know, it's just really, really cool. I just love the art too. I think it's just an amazing looking card.
I believe this player he has a signed beta Gargoyle. Do you have a beta Gargoyle, don't you?
Yeah. Not signed though.
No, but the colors on the beta are just gorgeous.
They do look really nice. Let's see what he's doing. He's got a Mana Vault.
Mana Vault, which don't see too much. I mean, in old school, it's used in like very specific decks. So just to review,
right?
Yeah, it costs 1 to cast. Tap it to add 3 colors. So it's used for ramp. You play out for 1, tap for 3, kind of.
Right. It's got a bit of a drawback, though. I mean,
so doesn't
you gotta pay 4. You gotta pay 4, and if you don't, it's gonna ping you for damage.
So that's why, a lot you don't see it. I mean, it's played for when you have a specific deck that you want to play it in.
Right. I mean, it can be very good in a certain deck. I like Basalt Monolith.
Yes.
Over the Mana Vault, you're gonna tutor? Okay. Now, what do you think you're looking for?
I don't know. I mean, watching this now, it's like, do you tutor a disenchant for the Relic Barrier? Like that's to get him because he's just getting. I mean, he's just gonna win on Howling Mine.
Yeah. It's kind of rough.
So
you're in a rough spot.
Yeah. Oh, and there it goes. The city just and the Black Lotus comes back on camera now.
Okay, a ritual. Is that what you tutored? Okay, an Underworld Dreams.
I probably tutored one of those, like one of those to get them out.
Well, one of the other, just to get it going. Underworld Dreams is a pretty good play here.
Yeah, I think again at least punishes him for drawing 2 cards.
Yeah. It buys you some time to try and get into something.
Yeah.
And you got 2 cards in hand.
3
cards. It's hard to see that pink, that salmon pink.
I know. The salmon. Now I want salmon.
Did you want salmon?
Now I want to have a salmon.
So he's gonna throw out a mountain. Is that a? No.
It's a Soul Ring, Mox, and then a
Fireball.
So there, and he does tap the Mana Vault for 3. A good use of it there.
Yeah. You're just gonna have to take that. Really, nothing you can do.
That's an ouch, and then you get hit for 2.
Again, you get pegged for 2 from the Gargoyle. Looking pretty rough right now.
And again, it is in old school how like flying really matters. Like having a flying creature.
Yes.
Like if I put out a Sedge Troll or Pump Knight, it's not doing anything.
Yeah,
for the Gargoyle.
it's a pretty big thing. I mean, honestly, even in modern Magic, flying can still be a pretty important factor.
Oh, yeah.
A balance.
Yeah.
So did you have the balance, or did you just pull the balance?
I have no idea. I might have top decked it. I might have had it and wanted to do the tutor Underworld last turn instead. Like now we're playing. I didn't know I was gonna fireball, right? So.
Right.
So he does have to sack. He's gonna go down to 3 lands, but he's got lots of non-land mana.
Yeah, he's got the Soul Ring. He's got the Ruby. He's got that Mana Vault, which at this point is a bit more of a detriment than anything else. Oh, lightning. That's it.
That was it.
That's
It's like, a fireball, chain lightning. I mean,
yeah.
Try to get back in the game, but I mean, again, he was kind of ahead the whole game since the opening, you know. And the relic barrier, Howling Mine is, if you don't, you just gotta win on that.
It's a very controlling board. Yeah. I like his mat.
Oh yeah. I need to get a better mat eventually. The mountains does its job, but
does
I was curious, like, have you had the mat? Maybe something that's hard to see, but that doesn't really seem to be the case.
No. Not that I've seen, at least. Starting off, all right. We got what is that? A Savannah or no? A Scrubland. Scrubland into a Vice.
Now the Vices are something I'm thinking of. You know, I don't know if the deck needs them. They are good, but like I could sideboard them. I don't know if the Underworld Dreams deck needs them.
I don't know. It's. I mean, I feel like it's such a great start.
It is, but like maybe I run a.
Oh wow! Look at
I know,
this.
and then the Mox Factory Howling Mine, and I'm
Mox Factory into a Howling Mine.
And you're sitting there like, man, if he turned 2 relic barriers, like I'm gonna lose again. You know, like.
Yeah.
But without devices, like you could put in. I mean, I don't run Mind Twist. You could put up some disruption cards in there.
Oh, you don't have Mind Twist.
No, because with the Vice, right? Like I want them.
That's because you got 2 Vices.
So because you want them to have over 7, right, to do the Vice. But if you get rid of the Vice, now it's like, well, maybe the Mind Twist is bad. I don't know. But we got 2 of them out.
Mind Twist. 2 Vices per show. I don't know what he's got in hand. He played 3 cards turn 1.
Yeah,
so
but drew
just played a mountain
off the Howling Mine.
Off the Howling Mine.
I will say I do like a turn 1 naked Howling Mine. Just chuck it out there.
Yeah.
Oh, is this a relic barrier?
Just tapping down. Oh, a Felwar Stone. Oh, I'm sorry.
What?
Yeah,
no, that was correct.
Right?
That was correct. Yeah. So.
This is another card that's, I think, in the past few years has gained a lot more traction than it has had from originally from the Dark?
Yeah, from the Dark. Taps, add a mana of any color of your opponent's land, so he has access to black and white now.
Yep. And I guess, in old school, especially, you're playing so many people who are using Moxes, they're using dual lands, it just gives you access to so much mana.
Yeah, especially with the duels, I mean.
Mm-hmm. Oh. You have your own Howling Mine.
So now during draw step, you're drawing 3 cards, Ancestral Recall. Everyone's Ancestral Recalling
every turn. It's gonna start to really add up now if you can get one of those Underworld Dreams out there.
Yeah, and he knows I'm running it, right? Like he should have suspicion.
He knows it's there, somewhere, looming somewhere in that library.
He's got plenty of mana, so at this point, I mean, and
he's got even more mana. But right now, I mean, that's kind of all he's got, right?
Yeah. You always have to keep in mind, we know he's got at least 1 fireball, if not more. If the game gets late, we gotta be careful. Yeah, so his deck's like a red. I mean, what did he play out first game? He only played out that 1 creature first game, right?
Yeah, it was just the 1 creature. No, it was just the Granite Gargoyle. I think
the card is autographed. It does double damage. Most people don't know that.
Most people don't know that, but that is an official rule. Oh, and an Ice Manipulator. And it's signed, so it can tap down 2 cards.
Yes. It's in the very back.
That's
of
a
the
pretty
rule
big.
book. People don't look at the back.
It's the very back. That's a big. Oh, that looks like an altered art too.
Yes, he's got a
That actually looks really neat.
And he is going to use it to tap down the scrub, taking my white offline basically.
Yeah.
So the Ice Manipulator card is like, because I would say like half the decks don't run it. Or something like that, and then like you kind of forget about it, and then it comes out, and you're like, oh, this is a really controlling card.
Yep. Yeah, you forget about it until it's there, and then you quickly realize that it's an incredibly oppressive card.
And so like he could tap down a Howling Mine, so I draw one less than him. He has options, but he's going for the mana play for now.
Which makes sense. You're only showing 2 mana on the board, right? So tapping down 1 is really going to limit you.
Yeah, and he does it whenever he's ready. He could start swinging with Factory. He's going to start getting pinged from the Mana Vault.
Unless he wants to pay for it, which, I mean, he can.
Well, he has to pay during upkeep. So,
right, yeah, during his upkeep.
So it's upkeep. So this upkeep he can't because he's tapped.
No. But next turn, I mean, he could.
Yeah.
But then, I mean, you kind of have like a dead turn, right?
Right. I accidentally tapped too much mana there.
A lion.
I think I'm running 2 Savannahs. I might run 4 in this deck. It's just because for me, it's a good card.
It makes sense to run 4.
Yeah.
Kind of increase the probability of pulling it on turn 1 because I think it's most effective as a turn 1 drop, right?
And you could just use it as a chump block later, since my deck does damage through like the vices and other means.
Right.
Okay, so now we'll see what he does. So he took a damage from the vault.
He did take his 1. Throwing out another mountain. Do you have hippies? Do you have a
I don't because
deck?
of the vices. Right, so if I drop the vice as a mechanic, I could put a hippie in.
What do you think about that?
Yeah, like 2. I could, because right now I'm running 3 vices. He's going to Earthquake and get rid of the...
another Earthquake.
Yeah, so we'll... Oof. I mean, I'm okay with him using an Earthquake, or from my point of view, from get rid of 1 lion.
Now, this is a X point. So is the Earthquake, does that have a point, a value?
So. I think Fireball and Disintegrate do. I don't think Earthquake does. Because Earthquake also does damage you, so it's not like...
Right.
So he played out an orb.
Oh, he did just play out an orb. That's just a fun card.
It's just a fun card. And he again, still going for the mana play, tapping down the...
Yeah. It's interesting.
Yeah. I'm actually running 3 vices in this deck, so I could drop 3 of them and put in like 2 hippies in the Mind Twist. Like, would that be more disruptive? Possible.
Maybe. Yeah, it's hard to know until you actually just try it.
Yeah.
That's the thing with this. It's you can sit here and speculate all day.
I could put in sinkholes. Yeah, you could go. Yeah. So you wonder, like, so I'm thinking here. I'm also solving physics equations, which is why I'm so slow. No, I'm kidding. I'm just.
No, just throwing out a
yeah. Like, what were you thinking about that long to tutor? No one knows. No one knows.
He thought for a while to put the tutor out. Now it's going to take a while to finally find the card he wants.
I always say, "Oh, that's quick." I always say, sometimes I play the tutor where I don't know what I want, which I feel like is not
right. That time you thought about beforehand what you were going to pull out of the library. Something.
I see. This is where Magic Arena auto shuffles your deck, or Magic Online.
Yeah, it's convenient.
Yeah,
it is convenient. Now, is this something that you're going to be able to play right now? Because you do have 1 open mana.
I think. What do you think I would go for here?
I don't really know what's in your deck. Okay, I was going to say, either a ritual or an Underworld Dreams. But I mean, obviously that's an obvious target for the orb, right?
Yeah.
I'm assuming that's what he's targeting.
I was like,
Oh! Yeah. How many times have you seen someone miss?
I really can't complain about bad luck because for some reason people miss orbs against me.
It happens all. I see it all the time.
So I have 7 cards in hand, and yeah, at this point, like I was like, I'm just gonna feed the Underworld Dreams just to get rid of the orb. I'm just gonna put it out there and he'll orb it.
Right.
And now it's like, oh, my whole strategy kind of is gonna change. Because there's 2 Howling Minds out.
Yeah. Yeah, the strategy changes a bit, but in a good way.
In a good way, yeah, for the better. Because now it's like, oh,
for once,
yeah,
yeah. Usually, a change in strategy is like,
yeah,
damn, what do I do now? This is bad.
Yeah. Dude, those orb flips though.
The orb flips, I'm telling you, it's the gentleman's flip is just I don't know, it's unacceptable.
You must
unacceptable.
Flip.
This has got to be a physical flip because I've seen too many flips go awry to just automatically assume that you're going to land it.
I just want to see some sloppy old school at a bar. People are like 4 beers in trying to flip it.
Oh,
That's the real flip.
Flipping an alpha orb into a pint of beer, into a pint of Guinness. Yeah. Whoops.
So the question is now, what is he gonna do to recover? I mean, at this point, like, at some point, you have to start thinking about untapping your mana vault.
Right, and he just shattered your mine.
Yes. So interesting. He could, I guess, he could icy manipulate the mana vault, right? You may tap any land creature artifact and play it on either side. Oh, I guess tap it down.
Right. You not untap it.
Okay, so at this point he doesn't have enough mana, so he's just going to keep the vault.
Yeah. Yeah, now he's in a bit of a pickle.
Yeah. So how much would he have for a fireball? The vault was untapped. It'd be 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
9?
Well, it costs
8.
1 to, yeah. And I'm at 11.
What is that a power surge? I didn't even see him play that.
Yeah, he just put it out. What is your opinion of this now?
The power surge? Yeah. I've never seen it played. It's interesting. Yeah,
so someone who's played it in regular Atlantic rules, old school, where people run 3 to 4 factories in their decks, it's kind of unusable because you could tap all the mana into the factory. But in X point, where factories are 1 point, and thus I'm running 0, and most people run 1, if that, it suddenly
makes
becomes
it more of a viable
play. So at the beginning of my turn, either person, at the beginning of your turn, untap lands, do 1 damage to you.
Right.
So I was very. I think in X point rules, it's a much more viable card.
Yeah.
It's just a picture of a guy having electricity go through his head. Just getting zapped. Douglas Schuler, man. What's up with that?
I guess it's like, what's that other one? Drain power. Basically, it forces the other opponent to kind of... You can tap all their mana.
I actually recently...
Take their mana.
Lost a game to that. He passed turn, and,
and
then he did it to me, and he tapped me out, and then I basically on the pass turn I was going to die, and he used it and killed me. So yeah, it's a cool card.
Yeah, it's pretty neat. And it only really works if you're playing with mana burn though.
Yeah, I guess I actually didn't think of that. He might have killed me with mana burn. He just killed me because I couldn't cast spells and he had creatures.
Right.
But yeah, also does mana burn to you. So we see a possible win condition or damage from his deck is Power Surge. So we have Factory. He hasn't been swinging with the Factory at all.
No. He's been using it as mana. So I don't know how many cards he has in it. Oh, look at that, another Vice.
Another Vice, and I played on a Howling Mine. I don't know if you saw that. That I didn't see. Okay. It's next to the Underworld, yeah. So yeah, again, he has less than 4 cards. I think he has 3 or 4. So, I mean, again,
that's what I was gonna say. I was like, how many cards?
The vice is just there. I mean, when he's at 9 life, I mean, if he has card draw or if someone wheels or time twisters, he's gonna get. I mean, the vices will kill him. So
yeah.
Other than that, they don't really.
And you do have a wheel.
I
do have a wheel in that deck. It has not been played yet.
So yeah, wheel with the 7 damage plus he would take down he's got 2 Howling Mines. He would die, but
yeah. So now he's on play. Now he just had to draw.
I think also I was playing out the 3rd vice just to tap a land from the Power Surge. Right, I was like,
is that what that was?
As well, yeah. I was like, well, I don't want to take Power Surge.
Might as well.
Yeah. So I believe before card draw, he is icy manipulating his own Howling Mine.
Is that what he's doing? Okay.
Yes, and untapping his. This is all during upkeep.
Upkeep, and he's going to untap his mana vault. So now, okay.
So, which again to me is like, is he showing Fireball by undoing that, or he just don't want to take damage anymore?
I think he's just trying to mitigate damage.
Yeah. Now, but look at how much he's just. I mean, this turn he's only got 2 mana now.
Now he's only got 10. He had so
much, but the mana vault.
But that's what we were talking about. That mana vault. I mean, you in order to pay for that mana vault, you're basically just kind of you're just throwing away a turn, basically, which is.
Yeah, that's why it's just not run that much in old school decks unless you really have a reason or you just want to use it for something.
Yeah, there has to be an explicit reason to really have it. I think he's just really thinking about what he wants to do.
I mean, at this point, the Underworld is going to start squeezing him.
Yeah.
But I'm showing no other threats.
Not now, but you looks like you have it. I don't know how many cards you have in hand, but it's a decent amount.
I have quite a bit. I think I have like 5 or something.
Yeah. Okay, so he's going to tap. Oh, he's going to go back and he's going to double dip. Oh, now comes another Granite Gargoyle.
Yeah, I guess untapping the vault was to avoid 1 damage, and he retaps it, and then.
Right.
And here comes the factory attack, finally.
So he is going to finally attack with that factory. That's going to do 2, and that brought you down to 10?
Yes.
Oh, and a bolt. And that's on his end step?
Yes. Which, again, also avoids the Power Surge damage.
Yep. Nice play. And you're going to sit there, you're going to draw 2 cards, I believe.
Yes, 2. So now on the pass, I mean... if he doesn't, he'll draw 3 unless he ices.
Right. So that's going to mean he's saving us. Oh, and a Winds of Change.
Oh.
Awesome.
That's a card I used to be so questionable on, but yeah. He had 4 life, he had 4 in hand.
Perfect. That's what a great end.
There it is. So
nice finish.
A lot of thinking there on both sides. I just cuts to game 3. So hey, we go to game 3. We've mentioned in other videos we love game 3s.
Yeah, I was going to say it's always nice to see a match go to game 3.
So now it's just like, okay, everything's on the line. Does it? And I think for you personally, does it change your mulligan strategy? Because like I have to win.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I guess it's the same thing. I think last time we were talking about if you've lost game 1 and you're going into game 2 and you have like not a great opening hand.
Right.
It's kind of like, well. I'm not sure, but it is nice to see a game 3 because you've seen both decks kind of do what they need to do to win. I feel like there's nothing left unsaid when a match goes to game 3.
Yes.
As opposed to maybe you just got unlucky, and just lost 2 games. Oh, and a Fountain of Youth.
Yes.
Adorable.
I just love cards that have no casting cost.
Yeah. I love any card that comes out of the dark.
You're just like the dark. That's fair. That's fair. Yeah. I like Legends personally. As Underworld Dreams comes out.
As the Underworld comes out. Yeah, that Underworld Dreams has seen a lot of play.
It is seeing play.
Is this the third game in a row where he's thrown a factory out?
Yes. You know,
Wow.
you just and he didn't get the mock. So
Got it
but
rolling.
yeah, the Winter Factory really. And assuming it's the same.
It's got another Felwar Stone.
Yeah. But Fountain of Youth, so you can tap for 2 to gain a life.
Gain 1 life. Now we know he's every game he's had quite a bit of mana, so that could come in handy, right? Is there sideboarding in this format?
Yes,
I don't remember.
There is. Yes, there is. I'm
we don't
skipping
know.
the sideboard shuffle. I cut them out, but yes, there is. We don't know what
Right. Okay, we got a Pump Knight. Oh man, we got us.
The game's just going.
We got all the stars.
Yeah.
We got Fountain of Youth. We got the Dark. We got Fallen Empires coming out.
Factories.
And is that a Vice that he
That
put
is a
out?
Vice.
It
Yeah,
looks like an altered
it's an
Vice.
altered Vice, but he put out turn 1, so I've been sitting pinged by it.
So yeah, I just realized that was sitting there.
Altered signed Vice.
I like the signed cards. It has a lot of flair. Is that an ATOG?
That is ATOG.
Oh boy.
Yeah, so now, which we haven't seen. You said we've seen everything. We haven't seen ATOG until
We
game
haven't
3.
seen the ATOG.
Which is unfortunate.
Yeah.
Now Fountain of Youth is like, oh, he's just going to sack the artifact to ATOG.
Yep. Now we know why the Fountain of Youth is
Yeah.
done.
Yeah.
It's not to gain 1 life for 2.
Yeah.
ATOG is a big it's a big deal.
It's a big deal.
It's still very powerful.
I would
decks.
say until you actually lose to it, you don't realize, but like because it costs nothing to do his ability.
Right.
Like so, right here he has 3 artifacts: Felwar Stone, Fountain of Youth, Vice.
Yep.
So this is going to become he sack it. He gets 2+2+2+2. It's really adds up.
Right off the bat, it's a 7. So he's going to do 7 damage.
Yeah.
But I mean, you do have a Pump Knight.
Do you have a Pump Knight? I do have some black open to get it first strike.
Mm-hmm.
So declaring Pump Knight as an attack, and so yeah, strip mined his factory.
Yeah. Good move.
Good, right? Just to get rid of that thing.
Very good move. Yeah. Got him down to 1 mountain. Although he does have a Felwar Stone.
That is true. Now declaring now I'm not sure what if he's thinking of blocking with ATOG and.
Oh, you're gonna swords the ATOG.
So I believe you didn't see there was he did declare ATOG as a blocker.
Did he?
And then it was like, okay, well, he could sack the Fountain of Youth and kill my Pump Knight.
Right.
But
So you just
get rid of it. And ATOG, I mean, he can win a game with it. So.
Right. Oh, absolutely. You can absolutely win a game with ATOG.
So yeah, that's unfortunately we don't know he's running those until game 3. I'm assuming he's got.
Now I wonder if he's mainboarding those or if those were put in from the sideboard.
Yeah,
I wonder.
Yeah.
Because it's weird that this is the first time we're seeing it. It's not the first time we've seen a Chain Lightning.
No. Now he misses a land drop, but yeah, getting rid of the Pump Knight.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're off to a bit of a very subdued start here. Oh, and you're going to disenchant that Felwar Stone? That's an excellent move.
That was me,
That's an excellent move. Very good. Oh, and a Maze of Ith comes out.
Now, Grant not a mana source, but...
No, it's even better than that, though.
Yeah. Also
another card from the dark.
There's another card from the dark. And so now, the Savannah line is useless at this point, but...
Yep.
But he needs mana.
Oh, man.
He needs mana, and he's passing.
He does need mana. But that Maze is going to buy him some time, right? Now, it's not going to help him from that Underworld Dreams, though. That's the thing.
Yeah.
I think Underworld Dreams, I think it's just such a devastating card. I think it's so good.
Especially where, everyone's using, well, not everyone, but, Ancestral Recall, Brain Geysers.
Yeah. we all know, I mean, the goal here is card draw,
Yeah.
right? And Underworld Dreams just comes in
Yeah.
and goes, yeah. Well,
Sylvan Library devastates.
oh,
Yeah.
you know that firsthand.
The first time I didn't believe it. Oh.
A non-believer. Was that a bolt on the Pump Knight?
I will say also Christopher Rush's great autograph on Lightning on that beta bolt.
Yeah, that looks great. I think the autographed bolts have really gone up in price.
Yeah.
They've been going for quite a bit lately.
But yeah, I think putting out the second Pump Knight, I was like, oh, I get around the Mazavith because I have 2 creatures, and
right,
it just gets killed.
Yeah, when there's a Maze of Ith like that,
You
you already used your strip. Did you use a strip mine this game?
Yeah, on the factory. On the factory.
On the factory. I mean, that's the best thing to use those strips for, is for things like.
And Maze of Ith does cost 1 point in this format.
Yeah.
So.
As it should.
Yeah. So now here's the question with
another tutor.
We're getting lots of tutors. So with my last point in this deck, I went with the Maze over the factory. I don't know if you how you feel about that.
You went with.
So I had basically when I built the deck, I had 1 point left, and I was like, do I do a factory for 1 point or a Maze of Ith for 1 point?
And you put the
I
Maze
put the
in?
Maze in.
Okay.
I mean, because again, it's like as someone who wants to win with Underworld Dreams and Vices, it just slows down.
Yeah.
Creatures.
I don't think that's Yeah, I don't think that's beautiful.
Let me tell you about Dark Ritual. Can we talk about Dark Ritual?
Let me tell you. I mean, Dark Ritual is an amazing card.
It's amazing.
Is it not? It's
so
amazing.
That's the second time I used it to cast the Underworld Dreams in this game.
To cast, yeah.
Yeah.
The Ritual and the Underworld Dreams were just
they're made for each other.
Made for each other. Yeah, I love Dark Ritual. I love it so much. I mean, putting the Maze in as opposed to the factory. I don't know. I think that's fine.
Yeah.
Especially for the deck that you
Right.
have here. I think that works out really well, because you're really trying to do damage with your Underworld Dreams.
Yeah.
And you're trying to avoid damage from creatures, and the Maze of Ith is just it's amazing at doing that.
Yeah.
Very frustrating card, which I know.
Yes.
Very frustrating.
Yes. I've had some matches with you where I just always draw the Maze of Ith.
Yeah, every single match. I can't stand that card. I hate it. I hate it, but I respect it. It's very good.
So I wound up passing, doing nothing. He passing, doing nothing. So here we see an interesting move. He taps 2 for Fountain of Youth.
Oh.
And so he gained a life, and then so he basically negates an Underworld Dreams.
Right.
And I will say, he can now tap in future turns Soul Ring, feed the Fountain of Youth with the Soul Ring
to negate one of those Underworld Dreams.
So now we're seeing actually Fountain of Youth is being used.
Yeah, you see. Okay, you mock these cards. You mock these cards from the dark.
I can't.
How dare you mock the dark?
And the Gargoyle comes out.
And another Gargoyle coming out. He likes those Gargoyles.
Yeah, that's one. Yeah.
That's the only creature we've seen come out from him.
Atog. Yeah.
An Atog, right?
I mean, it's interesting again because it can just be you could just boost it out of bolt range or even side blast range.
Yeah.
So it's like it could be hard to remove.
Yeah. And it's it costs 3 mana. It's 3 mana to throw out there. It's flying.
Yeah.
So it can ping for 2 damage as an attacker, but it's also a really great defender.
Yeah. And so now, I mean, with the Maze, I have a useless Savannah Lion and 2 Underworld Dreams, but with the Fountain of Youth negating one.
I mean, you're looking for a Winds of Change.
A wheel.
Oh, another granite.
Dude.
Look at that. Another granite. Wow. Man, Gargoyle armies coming out in full force today.
What about that one? We have
a Candelabra. Yeah. Okay, now it's getting spicy.
So, so ways. I mean, there's just so many ways to use Candelabra. But for instance, you could, if I attack with 2 attackers, you Maze of Ith 1, you tap a mountain, untap the Maze of Ith with Candelabra, tap the second creature down. You could effectively one Maze of Ith just block all block. You could just shut down. Yeah.
It is really cool.
Yeah.
You can also use it to feed into an ATOG.
You can also.
Since
you
it
can
costs
also.
one to
Yeah.
throw out.
Yes. Yes.
Seeing a trend here: cheap or free artifacts coming out, right?
Yes. So all of a sudden, I mean, usually when Underworld Dreams deck has 2 Underworlds out, you're like, oh, I'm gonna win. But
yeah, you start to feel pretty confident.
Unclear where this one's going.
I mean, he's got a lot going on that board, right? But unless you can find a way to deal with those Underworld Dreams, it's just a matter of time until something comes out that ends the game. A Winds of Change, a Wheel of Fortune. Ancestral Recall.
Yeah.
Target him with an Ancestral Recall.
Yeah.
Which you're not running, but I mean, it's
you could also
something I don't see very often.
You could target him with the Brain Geyser.
Yes, that's another
really
Brain Geyser, another great one.
Yeah.
Yep. I was gonna say one thing I don't see very often is like a black-blue decks, old school black-blue decks. Not very popular.
Yeah,
not very popular. Maybe because Underworld Seas are just so expensive to get.
Oh well, yeah. People get it. Yeah.
So you threw out
a swamp.
Did you throw out a scrubland? A swamp.
Yeah, one land source. So he's coming in now for 4.
Okay. You got a lot of mana open. I don't know how many cards you got in hand.
So
now you're
that's
just gonna take it.
He's at
All
8.
right.
It's getting a little hairy, but I mean,
a little bit.
I also think, are you in Fireball range? One that you're not. He doesn't have that much mana to do that.
Not.
Well, he could do.
No,
he
not
could
quite.
do for 4. He could Fireball for 4, and then he's swinging for 4 each turn.
Right. Let's see what's going to come up. Swords, targeting your own Savannah. So you're going to get a bit of a life gain out of that. Okay. And then you're going to bolt him directly. Okay. Got some things going on here. Nice to do right before. Your turn
it does
begins.
feel at end step, right?
Yep. And a balance. Very nice. So he's going to say bye to those gargoyles. Those are the only things that were really kind of threatening and doing damage to you.
I have to sack a land here.
Yes, you are going to have to get rid of one land, which...
And I have 2 cards and he has 3.
You're going to sack one of your untapped lands. Okay.
I think I can't get rid of the scrubland because it's my only white.
What about the swamp?
I don't know. I guess because it's my 3rd black source. I'm not sure. And he discards a Howling Mine.
Okay.
So he again is at end step. He's tapping 2 mountains for Fountain of the Youth, passing, taking 1. So now he's at 4.
Yeah. Oh, and a nice manipulator, which I guess he'll use to maybe tap down.
I mean, he could just do mana. He guess at this point.
Tap down one of your.
So it's interesting. So he had a Howling Mine in hand, but like with 2 Underworld Dreams, like you just can't play that, right? So
yeah. That's out of the question. And a Vice.
Now I will say, if he top decks an ATOG, I mean, he'll play it out and I'll lose, because look how much artifacts he has.
Yeah, he's primed
looking
and ready
for
to throw
an
an ATOG out. Yep.
So now he just needs Soul Ring open for Fountain of Youth, so he has 4 mana now to play whatever he wants.
Now you got 2 cards in hand. I mean, a win condition is that you're looking for a Winds of Change or a Wheel.
Yeah, I mean, he's got 3 life. A Bolt would also be really nice.
A Bolt. I think you have a Fireball.
A Fireball, yeah.
Do you have Chain Lightnings in there?
I have
or
one
Chain
Chain Lightning, 1 Fireball, because it costs 2 points, I think, Fireball.
Yeah.
So yeah, and also he has 3 turns left just from Underworld Dreams, and Atok comes out with Summoning Sickness, so it's like he plays out another Icy.
He's got another Icy. Yeah, he looks to be flailing around here at the moment.
There's just no threats, you know.
No. Or at least right now. Oh, there comes the Fireball.
4/3.
And
he had Earthquake.
He has an Earthquake, and that's
that.
Right?
So it's, it was a game of attrition. So I had a Howling Mine and a City in hand.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, it was
a game of attrition.
A different game 3.
And it shows you, the Underworld Dreams just wear you down. So he had a Shivan in his deck, but
wasn't really going to help.
Yeah.
But it's interesting to see, all those artifacts, they really just couldn't do anything against the Underworld Dreams.
No, be curious how many Atogs there were. If there were 4 Atogs or just...
That's something I would like to know. Yeah, how many Atogs did he have in that deck? I feel like if you're going to run an Atog deck, you should be running 4 of them, no?
You would think, or at least 3.
At least 3, if not 4, I would think.
Yeah, so it's one of my first X-Point games. You can see it is slower than old school, so you just don't have, all the Moxes and the Lotus coming out and, a Mind Twist and stuff, because those all cost points. Ancestral Recall is 4 points. So it's just, it's slower. I mean, you get some more methodical, I would say, in the format.
Yeah. No, and I like the change of pace. I do like that format. It changes things up, and no, those are really good games. Nice to see some Atogs and Underworld Dreams.
Yeah. All right.
And the dark.
In the dark. All right, I'll stop recording.